The easiest criteria to satisfy if you're applying to Technation are key criteria 1 under the exceptional promise criteria, and under the exceptional promise qualifying criteria numbers 2 and 3. Let me explain. Before I do, I'm Tom Bradford. I am a lawyer and I'd be very happy to assist you if you're considering applying for an exceptional talent visa, exceptional promise visa, or a global talent visa, which is coming in soon. Now, I think this is a really important area, and I was speaking with someone, a potential applicant yesterday, who I think was pitching his Technation application on the wrong basis. So you can really set yourself up for failure here if you go for the wrong criterion. Now, he was, in his particular case, going for exceptional talent, key criteria 1. Now, I appreciate if you're going for exceptional talent, then you get the accelerated route, whereas exceptional promise will put you on a 5-year pathway to indefinite leave to remain. The key thing is, if you're going to do this, then prepare for success. You don't want to be in a position where you're pitching it too high. In his case, he didn't have a PhD. Although he really had a stellar CV, and he'd been an employee, so he wasn't going down the entrepreneurial route. He was going down the tech, more of the tech route. And just to backtrack a bit, applicants must meet 1 of the key and 2 of the qualifying criterion from these 2 columns. You can't mix them, and where we arrived at in the end is that he actually only satisfied the exceptional promise criterion, but amply satisfied them. Because and where I think he'd got it wrong, and where you might have it wrong in terms of your targeting of the criteria, is this. So let me just zoom in here. A lot of people do this. They go, or they're perhaps reticent about showing they have a proven track record of innovation. That's challenging, because a track record is a bit of an amorphous term, but you'd expect at least 3 instances or examples, but probably many more, depending on your definition. But there's more scope for discretionary refusal there. But a lot of people seem to try to go for this, like that they have proof of recognition for work outside of their immediate occupation has contributed to the advancement of the sector. Now, in his case, he had an award for having developed an application, but nonetheless, he didn't satisfy this criterion, in my view, because there was no evidence that he had actually gone beyond his day-to-day profession in developing the app, and there was no evidence that it had actually contributed to the advancement of the sector. So he had really glowing references, but he couldn't really prove that he'd contributed to the advancement of the sector. If you were to really ask Technation on in what way, having seen his application, has the sector actually received a contribution, it would be difficult for them to do that. Also, what is the advancement to the sector in question? There was no evidence of that. And I think, broadly speaking, that will probably mirror, everyone's circumstances are different, but that might mirror the situation you're in. So I would suggest that everyone consider aiming for this threshold, unless there's something very compelling. Some of my exceptional promise and exceptional talent applicants are really stellar and are very advanced software developers, for example, with PhDs. But actually going for exceptional talent can be tough for a lot of other applicants. So for exceptional promise, you need to provide more than one example of innovation in the digital technology sector as a founder of a digital technology sector company, or an employee working in a new digital field or concept that must clearly be evidenced. Now, this he could satisfy, because his award that he'd received in respect of developing this application was in the capacity of an employee, and it was in a new digital area, because the app itself was was really at the cutting edge of the field. So there was evidence of innovation insofar as he developed the app. He was an employee. It could be proved that he was an employee, and it could be proved that he was working in a new digital field. So that's our one key criterion. As for the qualifying criteria, you've got to ask yourself which one or ones are you going for. So you've got to have two. So first one you could go for is that you've made a significant technical, commercial, or entrepreneurial contribution as either the founder, entrepreneur, or employee. Now again, the terms are fairly amorphous there, but significant technical, commercial, or entrepreneurial contribution. Compare that with the second one, which is that you have been recognized as having the potential to be a leading talent in the digital technology sector. Now you can do that and evidence that through your reference letters, and your reference letters can basically say that if it is the case, and if your referees are prepared to confirm that, they can confirm that in black and white. So there's a clear way of satisfying it. And the next, also compare point 1 with point 3. Have you undergone continuous learning or mastery of new digital skills, commercial or technical, throughout your career? Now that's very closely aligned with continuous professional development, which is expected of any professional, or most professionals these days. And that's going to be pretty easy to demonstrate. And again, it can be confirmed independently through the equivalent of continuing professional development points, if there are points applicable in your jurisdiction. And the fourth one, provide 2 or more examples of exceptional ability in the field by making academic contributions through research endorsed by a research supervisor or other expert. Now, not everyone is going to be able to do that. So the easiest ones, in my view, obviously it's dependent on your circumstances, but as a general rule, are going to be points 2 and 3 combined with key criterion number 1 for exceptional promise. That's not to dampen your enthusiasm. If you want to go for exceptional talent, you may well qualify, but those are the first set of criteria that I would start thinking about. And if you think that you are confident in satisfying them, then it's easier under those criteria to line up evidence that precisely deals with the point and reduces the scope for discretionary administrative refusal. I hope that was helpful. Again, if you would like assistance, I'd be very happy to talk with you. Just send me an email or drop me a WhatsApp if you're interested in taking any of my courses. All my details are in the description below. Thanks and bye for now.